Your thoughts, since you're a historian, you're well respected. What's your thoughts on how do you feel a prime Mike Tyson from say '86 between '86 and '88? How do you feel he would have done in the era of the Joe Frazier's, Muhammad Ali's, George Foreman?
You guys believe his shit so much that you believe he was a great fighter. Was knocking everybody out in round one round. He was knocking nobody's out. I mean, guys that couldn't fight at all. He was scared them to death with it. And he was crazy. He was scaring them with his craziness. And you people started to write, he was a great fighter. I said, well, what great fighter? And I said, he hasn't gone past 2 or 3 rounds where he gets down into the rounds where he got to suck it up and start fighting. Oh, when he did, he quit. That was the end of that. I said, well, there's your great fighter. You still think he's one of the great fighters of all time? You still think he's got a chance with Frazier and Ali and all? He didn't, to mention him in connection with even fighting those people doing so. He should have never even gotten a fight with us. That's what.
How do you...
If you can imagine Buster Douglas knocked him out, Buster Douglas, the fat punk that I mean, when Douglas knocked him out, I said, that's it. I'll never believe a guy gets. I mean, and I thought at least he's got a hell of a punch. He didn't have a hell of a punch. He punched Buster Douglas all he wanted, and Douglas was no hero. He didn't take a good punch or anything. So so you say, well, that's what goes with listening to source writers and listening to what they say. They don't know any more than you do.
Like we talked to the fight doctor Ferdie Pacheco, and he had some pretty harsh words from Mike when we asked him how Mike would do in the era of Ali and Foreman and Frazier and those guys. Pacheco said that it's disrespectful to even mention Mike with those guys. And he said that Mike he was knocking out all bums. Now, I want to get your opinion on this because, this is Mike beat. He unified the heavyweight title, okay? And he's fighting top contenders all the time. I don't understand how people say he fought bums because he demolished them. Can you respond to that?
Yes, interesting topic. It's interesting that all you can do as a heavyweight champ is fight everyone who's there. And the question becomes, how do you do with them? So Mike fought against whoever was around at that time, and the fights that went the distance were, of course, the Tillis fight, which was his first 10-rounder, then the Bone Crusher Smith fight, which was 12 rounds, then the Tucker fight, which went 12 rounds. I really don't go into after '88 because that was the Don King era. So during that time period, Mike had some 12-rounders, which were, he didn't look that great. But he won almost every minute of every round. Now let's look back at Ali in 64, 65, 66, during his prime. I don't look at after the war because that's not the real Ali. He went 15 rounds with Ernie Terrell, who never threw a punch in the fight. He got dropped by Sonny Banks, a 175-pound fighter, the year before he won the title. He got rocked by Carl Mildenberger, a southpaw who chased him out of the ring. He got rocked by Zora Foley. He got rocked by Billy Daniels. He ran from a 54-year-old Archie Moore in their fight. He ran from a Floyd Patterson in '65 who couldn't even walk. He had a bad back. Now, Ali won all those fights. But in some of those fights, he looked really bad, average. As a matter of fact, if you turn off, and this is a trick for deciding who's exciting and who can really fight. The trick is you put on a fight, let's say Muhammad Ali, you turn off the sound, and you put on the Ernie Terrell fight. You turn off the sound, and you suspend your knowledge that one is Ali and one fighter is Terrell, and you watch the fight. And you say, after a round, nothing's happening here. This guy's running and running. Yeah, he can punch, but there's nothing happening. And you put on the Carl Mildenberger fight with Ali, turn off the sound, it's not Ali. Boy, this guy's getting chased out of the ring by this guy. I don't know who these fighters are, but it's a pretty boring fight. And the same thing with Patterson. And the same in Foley, you'd say, holy mackerel, this old guy is chasing him around. With Tyson, he's winning, moving forward every step of the way, never took a backward step, winning every moment of the fights. And in some of the fights, Burbick and Thomas and Biggs and Holmes, and he's blowing guys out. You say, holy mackerel, this guy, honey, don't bother me. I want to watch this kid fight. So it comes down to you can only fight who's in that era. But a lot of the guys that Ali fought, Mike would have blown out. 54-year-old Archie Moore, Terrell, those guys, which chasing Ali, it really wasn't even fair. Brian London and those guys with Mike. Now the question becomes Mike and Ali man to man. And it's interesting that the type of fighter that bothered Mike the most, or I should say, the type of fighter that Mike could not knock out quickly, was the tall guys who moved a little bit. Tillis, Smith, Tucker, 10 rounds, 12 rounds, 12 rounds. But Mike won every minute of every round, going forward, chasing the other guys. Now look at Ali. The type of fighter he didn't like fighting, or he looked poor against, were the shorter guys coming in. The Sonny Banks, the Daniels, the Carl Mildenbergers, the Zor Foleys, even Floyd Patterson, who couldn't even walk, chased him around. So the difference is Mike winning every minute of every round against guys who were tall, but Ali getting rocked and dropped by guys. Oh, I forgot, Henry Cooper, your guy, dropping Ali before he fought for the title. Chasing him out, he rocked Ali. Now, Cooper was a terrific fighter, but he wasn't a Joe Frazier, and he wasn't, a Jack Dempsey. I don't think he was a Mike Tyson. But he dropped Ali. Ali, good thing was at the end of the round. So the type of fighter Ali didn't like was fighting that short guy coming in, throwing bombs. And Ali got hit, and he got hit often, pulling back and dropping his hand. So it would have made an interesting fight. My pick would have been the first time they fought, Ali would win. He'd win a decision. Mike would be very, very emotional. He'd be very nervous. He wouldn't be himself. The fight's over, and Mike would watch the videos and see, well, Ali really didn't do anything. He hit and moved. He didn't really catch me. Really, he's not a great puncher. The rematch is in 3 months. The rematch, I think Mike big time. He'd come in there winging shots, knowing there was no firepower coming back. And Ali dropping his hands and chin up in the air, I give Mike the edge after that. But neither guy is going to have a easy time with the other guy. Mike's type of fight bothered Ali. Ali's type of fight bothered Mike.